Hi friends, welcome. My name is Peggy Noe and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here with my little Yorkshire Terrier, Ellie. And it is a warm afternoon today here in northern San Diego County. It's about 85 here. And so we are just warm and kind of mellow. And it's Friday, which we're very happy about. Let me make sure we're live. Okay, we are. So let me just click on. So good to see you. Happy Friday. Roz, good to see you. And Hilda, good to see you. Thanks for popping on. Yes, happy Friday. Is everybody relaxing? I bet it's warm for you, Roz. What about you, Hilda? Pam, good to see you. I know different parts of the country have been having all kinds of strange weather, like Kentucky had some bad weather. Hi, baby. How are you? What you doing? Chilly Granite Falls. Tina, chilly in the end of May. That's kind of unusual for you, but that's the weather you're having. Ruth, good to see you, Ruth. We are just happy it's Friday. Linda, yes, Ellie's being a sweet girl today. She went outside and played with her daddy, played with my husband. They did some stuff outside. She loves to do that. Cold for Hilda. Okay. Tracy, good to see you from Connecticut. I was texting with my son, but we were texting about some other things, the one in Massachusetts. Well, I mean, I only have one son, but so I didn't ask him about the weather, but I bet it's cool there too, because I heard there was some cool weather. Michelle, good to see you. And Georgia, see, she is tired. Well, I kind of want to run through some things fast today because I'm going to try to make two different cards. I know I've done that only a couple times before, and I know you guys like it, so I thought I'd try to do two cards today. Tracy, rain, rain, rain. Okay. That's kind of what I was thinking for my son up in Massachusetts also. Rain, rain, rain. But we're sunny in mid-80s, you know, what can I say? And Memorial Day weekend. So I hope you guys all have a great Memorial Day weekend and don't have to travel anywhere. I know I have one girlfriend who's driving right now down to San Diego from above LA, and she texted me and said there's lots of bumper-to-bumper traffic. Yeah, two cards. Okay, so let's run through our announcements. Linda, we've had days of rain here too. Okay, and finally over. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put Ellie down so we can have time for, whoops, both of our cards. I guess she didn't want to go in her bed. That's what I put where I put her, and she didn't stay. She jumped right out. Okay. All right, so we're talking about a little news, and there we go. So I want to remind you about my tutorial bundle that's available, and I thought maybe I would explain it a little bit more because I don't usually explain it totally. But this is a group of 7 of us demonstrators from the US who are friends, and we've gotten together and we've all created cards from the Cheers and Sips bundle. And I thought, gosh, maybe you haven't seen it. It's an online exclusive and it's super, super cute. I'm wondering if any of you have it. These are the dies. You're wearing one of your brother's dog tags for Memorial Day. That's nice, Georgia. I haven't used this one. This kind of, I don't know, that's kind of neat. It's like a design on a glass. But anyway, these are the dies, and this is the cute stamp set. And I've already made my card, and I thought I would show it to you today. This is the card I made for the tutorial bundle. And I put a little, it's like a garden party, and I put a little, like a blanket out there, a rectangle, and I thought I put a raspberry in the drink. Hilda, you have it. Okay, great. And this paper is called Celebratory Sips. It's part of, it's really a little sweet. And So all of us, what did I put on the inside? Some little raspberries. You made cards. Hi, Carol. It is beautiful on Lake Michigan, but cold. Ugh. Anyway, we all took this bundle and the paper and we all made cards from it. And I thought I might get this up a little closer so maybe you can see it better. Everybody, a couple of them are fun folds. And all the 7 of us made cards from this. So if you can get there, we've all made video tutorials with pictures and a PDF with measurements and supplies. So you can get this in my, I've given a link up above for Facebook and down below for YouTube. So you can go straight there and you can get it on my blog, prettypapercards.com, but I have a link there and you can actually buy it for $20 and it instantly downloads. But also if you order something, if you order $50 in my online store, I will send this to you for free. So I wanted to explain that a little bit better. And every month we're doing a different one. So this one is only available until, well, it may be on, it'll be available on in my online store from then on, but not with the, you won't be able to get it free because we're going to do another one, a different one for the month of June. We're already working on it. Carol, you use glossy accents. Ooh, beautiful. Okay, so the next thing is a reminder about the starter kit special. We only have one more week of the starter kit special. Normally it's $99 and you get $125 in product, but this time it's $99 and you get $165 in Stampin' Up! Product of your choice, and it ships free, which I think they told me is 11% savings. I don't quote me on that, but it's a good amount of savings. So if you've ever, if you love Stampin' Up!, this is the way to go, because after that you get 20% off all of your purchases. And there's no obligation, and I'd be happy to chat with you about it. Just email me at Peggy@prettypapercards.com. But if you're ready, there's also a link up there, and you can join right away, and I'd love to have you. And there's my little thing that reminds me, $165 for $99. I got that wrong the other day. Okay, let's get on to our 2 cards so we have plenty of time. So what I want to use today, and I have a little confession to make. It's the Beautiful Butterflies bundle. Now, my confession is that I thought, oh boy, you know, I have other butterfly things. I've got other butterfly bundles. I don't need this, and I didn't get it. It's been available for a while. Now it's an online exclusive. But I started seeing people making things from it, and I'm telling you, it is really a cool bundle. So if you were thinking of, I don't need to see that, you got plenty of butterflies, watch and take a look and see what it really does and how beautiful it is. And I think you'll be surprised. And the bundle comes with a hybrid embossing folder where, and we're going to use this today, where this embosses, but it also, we're going to put the die in here and cut the embossed butterfly. So, and it has this interesting die right here, which I'm going to show you how to use in the second card. So I want to just ask you to give it a chance because I was blown away. So here's the first card we're going to make. The second one is, well, they're both kind of fancy, but this is the first one. And this is what I love, is this die, look at that, how it sits right on top of the other one. I just love the way it does that. And I'm going to show you, I'll show you how to make this card. So we're going to start out, I'm using colors from the paper Florals in Bloom. And I went, as I tell you all the time, I went on the back kind of cardstock piece, and I looked at the colors in there and matched them so that I'm using some of them so that everything matches together. And I think that's what really makes Stampin' Up! Stand alone in the stamping world and paper crafting world, is their colors and how they coordinate so beautifully. So this is Shy Shamrock. I'm pretty sure it's Shy Shamrock. Let me confirm. Oh, hi, Robin. Good to see you. Miss Robin is watching. Shy Shamrock, yes. I want to make sure to get my names right. So we're going to use a card base of Shy Shamrock because that's one of the colors. And then I'm going to use a piece, oops, we want our card to go this way. So I'm going to add a piece of lemon lolly. Lemon lolly, is that the right? Well, I don't know why. Sometimes my mind just goes when I'm with you guys. Let me see. Yes, lemon lolly. Okay. I get excited about things and I forget. Hi, Lori. Good to see you. So I cut a piece of lemon lolly, but I want it to just show a tiny bit on the edge there. I just want a small frame of the Shy Shamrock. So this is actually, normally this size is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I just went back 1/8 of an inch on 2 sides. And that gives it that tiny little border, which I think is so pretty. So we're just gonna put our card base. I'm gonna call this all the card base. We're just gonna put this together and then we'll get started on the butterflies. And you see how nice that looks with just that thin border. And then this is our piece of the florals in bloom. I love this paper. And this is 3 3/4 by 5. So we're just gonna put this down and that's gonna create the background for our card. And we'll just set this aside to dry for a few minutes. But isn't that gorgeous? I mean, all you have to do really, even with this. Hi, hello. Oh, hi, Kathleen. Hello from Michigan, Kathleen. Good to see you. So I think this is just a beautiful card base. All you need to do is put a sentiment on. That's how pretty that is. So now what we're going to do, just to add a little, well, I'm going to use the Everyday Arch dies. I want to put something behind the big butterfly to really make him stand out from among the flowers. And so I'm going to use one of the Everyday Arch dies, and this is another online exclusive. And if you don't have it, you need it. And for this, all these cards, we need the big Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine that I call Mr. Smooth because he's so smooth. It runs everything through beautifully. So we're just going to cut this arch. And let me see which arch it is. It's the 4th one in. That's all I know to say. The measurements are on the website. Yes, you love when DSP makes the card. Susan, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by, and Renee too. She loves this paper. I think everybody loves this paper. Okay, so here's our arch. And actually what it ends up looking like, I think, is kind of a window. Don't you think it looks like a window? So what we're going to do with this to make a real good background for our big butterfly is I'm going to do some, I'm going to use my blending brush and add some ink. Carol, good to see you. I'm going to add some strawberry slush and just give it, because that's one of the colors also in the Florals in Bloom Designer Series paper. And I'm just going to add some color. And we're just going to give it enough to really, just to make it kind of stand out and be a nice background to the butterfly. And this is one of the small blending brushes. There are 2 sizes of blending brushes. And this is the small one. I like them both, but I think I prefer the small. They're just a little bit easier to use for my hand. I can get my thumb right on them there. Let me get a little more ink up in these areas. And it really doesn't matter. It's just, it doesn't matter if you do it perfectly or not. Just enough to add color. Okay. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add this right onto our card. Let's make sure I've got it in the right direction. Yep. And we're just going to put this right in the center like, well, you know what? I need to do a little stamping. I forgot. I'm going to stamp my sentiment right directly on here. This is taking a chance, but it's easy because this, I'm just going to say, use the hello from the Beautiful Butterfly set. And it's not hard to get it straight. in Strawberry Slush. See how nice that turned out? Easy peasy. Okay, so now that's done, and we can go ahead. Sue Metcalf, good to see you, my friend. It's been a long time. So I'm just going to go ahead and adhere this. We're going to put our butterfly up on dimensionals, but we're going to just put our arch right in there. And then we'll go ahead and make our beautiful butterfly. So I just adhered that with multi-purpose glue. So we're all ready for the butterfly. And now we're going to have fun. Okay, I'm going to bring back up the cut and emboss machine. And we're going to do embossing. And this is a 3D hybrid embossing folder. So we need only our base plate number 1 and our embossing plate number 4. It has a 4 right up there. And we're going to use the embossing folder and the die that I mentioned that fits right inside of it, which is this one. And we're going to use a piece of Lemon Lolly cardstock. And so what we want to do, you can see I used, I think, a Lost Lagoon piece of paper because it kind of came out a little green there. I'm just going to go ahead, and what you can do is put your die in there and it'll just kind of sit. It just sits right in there. You just move it a little bit and it settles down. And then I'm going to put my paper right on top of that. It should be the right size. There we go. We're going to close that up. And what it's going to do is both emboss and cut the butterfly. I love hybrid embossing folders. I didn't in the beginning because I think they confused me, but I like them a lot now. Nancy, good to see you. Okay, and let me just show you how this comes out. This is very, very cool. So what we end up with is the butterfly, and it's both embossed, which means areas raised and areas lowered, and cut. Isn't that just so pretty? All in one swoop, one felt swoop, as they say. So this is the base of our butterfly, and now what we're going to do is go ahead and cut the actual body that's going to look a little soft. Kathy, hi. Oh, you made one of the stuffed envelopes today. It is fun to put together. I'm glad you did that. That is the prize tonight. When we get to the prize is the stuffed envelope that we made last Friday. Okay, so here is more the lacy butterfly die. And this is going to go on top of the yellow butterfly. And I'm going to cut it out of Designer Series paper. This is the back of another piece of the Florals in Bloom. So we're just going to go ahead and put that right in there like that. And while I'm at it, we also need to cut the body, the butterfly body. So I have a piece, this is Strawberry Slush, and we're using Strawberry Slush ink. So this is, now I'm going to, for the body, I'm going to use some Strawberry Slush cardstock. And we want to choose now the bigger of the butterfly bodies. There are 2 little ones to use on these 2 little butterflies if you wanted to, but we're making the big butterfly. So we need to have a big body, okay, just like that. And now, and I've gone back to the regular plates for cutting. And let me just pull this back out a little bit. Okay, so we'll run this through. This is what really convinced me on this bundle. There are just so many ways to make a pretty butterfly. Okay, so there's the butterfly. Come here, buddy. Okay, here's the body. Let me just get my, these are brand new plates. I just opened them up just for you guys. Oh, you've never used an embossing folder, or you've never used the hybrid embossing folder, Linda? I was concerned at the first too. I didn't really know what to do, but they are very cool. they're very, very cool. So I'm going to use my take your pick tool to just get the little body out. And there's this little body. And then we're going to just use the brush to brush out the little pieces. And I decided to use the Designer Series paper. I thought it would give the butterfly a little bit more, I don't know, movement, activity, because the paper is a little busy, but not too busy. And so here comes our little butterfly. Isn't that just so pretty? And what we're going to do is we're going to put the butterfly, the lacy butterfly, on top of the lemon lolly butterfly. Isn't that pretty? And then we're going to add the body, just like that. Isn't that fun? And this is easy. It's very easy. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go ahead and fold these wings up on each side of the body, because it's a little harder because I want them to show. I want them to have a 3D kind of thing, kind of look. And I'm just going to put a little multi-purpose glue, there it is, right on this little body. And then I'm going to try to center the lacy butterfly on the bigger one. And you see how well it works where there's a border all around, a little border of shows all around. And we're just going to press that little body down, that body. Now we're going to put on the official body. This is the official body. And it fits really perfectly right in here. And the little tail fits right on the tail section right there. Let me see, let me get those little antennas. Isn't that cute? Isn't that just neat? And all the different, you can use all different colors, but you see it looks good that I kind of bent those wings up before, because now they kind of flop around and give it an activity, make it look kind of active. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to use some dimensionals, a couple of dimensionals, to adhere the yellow, the lemon lolly body, and then the little lacy part. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just using words that I'm just kind of making them up. The butterfly will look like it's flying, I think, is the whole point. The little wings are, in a way, interactive. So we're just going to slant it. Now you want to make sure that the wings aren't coming outside of the card. And so we just want to, but we do want it a bit at an angle, so just like that. And then we can, again, pop those little wings up. Doesn't that look cute? Now we're going to add some of these, my new favorite, the new in color flat pearls, the 2025, 2027 in color flat pearls. And these, they're all the new in colors, but I'm going to use the strawberry slush because that's kind of what we're using here today. I think that'll add a little sparkle. We like sparkle. So we'll put one up here. You want to usually put them in odd numbers and in a way in a triangle form, kind of a triangle look. So maybe we'll just do this. There we go. Now the other thing we're going to do is we have an envelope and we have an inside piece. The inside piece is 3 3/4 by 5, and I'm going to stamp one of the other butterflies in here, on the edge here. This is another one of the stamps in the stamp set. Isn't that pretty? And then we'll go ahead and stamp the outside of the envelope with the same butterfly. I mean, who doesn't love butterflies, right? We love them. We just love them. So now we're going to put the inside piece in here so that you can write on your card. And this is really an any occasion, or what you might call all occasion card, because it just says hello. And in that I'm going to end up with 2 of them. One will be the prize that I'll give away next week, and I'll have one extra. I spoke with an old friend yesterday on the phone, and I thought I'm just going to send this card to her because I think it says exactly, you know, what I want to say. Hello, after quite a few years of us not connecting. Isn't that just so cute? Oh, you just got the new colors in the ink pads. Louise, good to see you. Susan, hey. So that is card number 1. And I love it. I think it's, and I hope I've, even this far, you've gotten so that you are really loving this bundle. But now I'm even going to show you something even a bit more fun. And we are going to make these little guys. What do you think about that? We're just going to make one, and we're going to make a blue butterfly, but this, we need this body. No, we don't need that body. We need this piece, which I thought, what does this die do? Who even knows? You know, it was, I'm just speaking hypothetically or whatever. I was saying that to myself. Who knows what this piece does? It just looked odd, but I'll show you what it does, and it cuts. You can do quite a few things with it, but I wanted to make these cute little butterfly cards. These are kind of fun folds in a way, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, let me get my stuff for this. And I decided, since I already have, this is Lemon Lolly, our color named Lemon Lolly. And this is, oh good, Georgia, you have the DS, you just need the DSP, you have the bundle. This one is Fresh Freesia. So we've got a purple and a yellow butterfly. Aren't they cute, Louise? And I looked up butterfly colors, and there's a butterfly that's very striking, and it's a blue one. So I thought, okay, we'll make a blue butterfly. So here is what we need. And what we're going to start with a regular card, 8.5 by 5.5, and scored at 4 1/4. You could cut it down a bit if you want to, because the die doesn't take the whole card. I'll show you. So I guess you could cut off like a 1/2 inch, but I'm not going to. So let me just show you and see if you can see on this die, on the left and the right. I want to see how I can show it to you. There is a little indentation, a straight line on the right hand side and a straight line on the left hand side. I don't know if you can see those lines, but you put those lines on the fold, okay? And if you want to just cut the front of the card out, you can do that by just putting the lines on the fold this way, and you'll have a butterfly cut out front, and you'll have this left for the back. Hi, Deborah. But I'm going to show you how to make that cute little, kind of a 3D butterfly. I don't know, that cute little mini butterfly card. So we're going to cut using this die and make the cute card. So here we go with our standard card base. And let me just, I'm going to do this with my fingernails to flatten it out a little bit more. And I'm going to try to put those lines right on the fold. It's a little hard going sideways here. Just, whoa. I'm going to stand up, I think, so that I can look down and get it just right. Now you may want to use tape. I think I can do it without tape. Let's give it a try. Just press that down flat. Okay, I think it'll work. It's cutting 2 pieces, so it's a little harder. Alrighty, now here's how it's coming out. And you do need to get your little scissors and do a bit of trimming. But there is the little butterfly. And I think this is because I didn't have it right exactly on the border. You can see the little line in there. It's just hard when I'm doing it, you know, kind of on a video. I got it right the last 2 times, but it's pretty close. And you just trim those little parts out, and there you go. And here's your Here's your little card. Isn't that cute? I love it. So that, now we're going to just decorate it, and we're going to need to do a little more cutting, but that's all we need this die for. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use what I call this lacy die. This is Azure Afternoon cardstock. And then I'm also going to need to cut a body for this guy. Where did my little body go? The butterfly body, here it is. And we're going to use Secret Sky. Secret Sky. Is that it? Secret Sea. Yes. Okay. So this is, we're going to cut these in just a minute. Now what we're going to do to add more color here is I'm going to use this stamp, and I'll show it to you. I'm going to use this one. There are two different ones. I don't really know which to use where, but they're slightly different. But I'm just going to use one, and I'm going to stamp right on this white butterfly, and it gives more activity, more depth. Okay, and I'm going to use Misty Moonlight because, as I mentioned, I looked on the web to see about butterflies and their different colors, and it had this blue butterfly that had deep, almost black coloring, and more shiny or brighter blue. So that's why I chose these colors. So what we're going to do is just do like this, and I'll show you. It's going to come out pretty. It's a little weird to do it in the beginning because you're thinking, it's a little odd without the rest of the body in there, but this gives a real depth to the wings once you get that little lacy body on it. Okay, just like that. And again, this is Misty Moonlight. So now we're ready. Set that aside, and now we're ready to cut the wings and the body. So here's our body, and we don't need all this paper. Let me trim this down a little bit. I just brought in a scrap piece that I had of Azure Afternoon, but I thought it looked pretty good with the darker Misty Moonlight. Okay, so here's the lacy butterfly and the body, and we're just going to run this through. Like this. I'm really excited to see how this comes out because this color combination, because I haven't tested it. So let's see here. Here's our little body. And he's still stuck in there. So we're going to poke that out with my Take Your Pick tool. That's what those little holes are for, is so that we can loosen the body. So there's the body. And here's the butterfly. Set this over. And now we can just... Oh, Ellie's barking. Someone might be at the door, dropping off a package or something. So we're just going to poke these holes out because I don't want the butterfly to tear. Sometimes if you don't poke poke through the holes first, you could tear your cardstock when you take it out, especially on something as delicate as this little butterfly. So I want to be very careful. Okay, great. Scoop all this to the side. And now we're going to fold up the edges, the wings, just like we talked about. And here we go. Okay, here's the base, and then we're going to put this on there. Isn't that going to look good? And then we're going to put the body right in. Oh, that's the wrong body. Oops. I remember now. When you do this big one, I'll show you. We have to do a different body. I forgot about that. So let me get out some more Secret Sea cardstock here. Here's a good piece. I forgot about that. What we have to do for this is we have to cut it from this die. So while we're at it, as long as we have to use our die machine again, let's go ahead and stamp our sentiment. And the sentiment I'm using from this set is So Thankful. So we'll go ahead and do that now. And I'm using, again, Secret Sea ink. So it all works and coordinates together. And the dies in this set come with two fabulous, look at these two great label dies. I love label dies. They're so useful because they work perfectly with the sentiments in this set, but also with lots of other sentiments. So let's get our machine back up here. And our plates. And I'll show you how to cut this body. I forgot about that. Okay, so we'll get this So Thankful. We'll get that one right in there. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Okay, then with the body, what you want to do is just make sure that you've got the wings covered like that. Just put that right down. That should work. Let me get my top plate here. And we'll just run these through. I like this set because everything that you need is in it. You have everything you need for the sentiments and every type of butterfly that you could possibly want here. Okay, now let me show you about this body when you do it this way. Okay, here's how it comes out. Because remember, I showed you the bodies that are in the set are not big enough for this. This is the largest body. That's kind of too small because the head of the butterfly is up here. So this is going to work. We just need to trim around the edges a little bit, and that's easy. We're just going to go from this area right up to that area. Just those little indentations there, the little kind of V shape. And if you wanted to really get more specific, you could kind of round it a little bit. I don't know. I think it's going to look fine. I'm just going to do one little trim right here. Okay. So here we go. Now we're ready. And we're just going to glue this one down. I think those two blues look pretty good. Just put our glue in there. And again, we want to make sure that the wings they don't come off the edge here. You want to get them up a little bit, and also have space here too. So you kind of need to pay it. That's how you center it there. And then we'll put glue on the back of this larger body, and we just adhere it right over that, just like that. Isn't that pretty? Whoops, get down there. I lifted up the wings a little too soon, sorry. Isn't that cute? Okay, now we have the little sentiment that we cut out that fit perfectly. Look how perfectly that So Thankful fit in that die. I love this die. And we're going to put this on with Stampin' Dimensionals so that it is raised up right over the butterfly body. And I'll show you how cute this looks. It just takes 2 dimensionals just like that. Okay. And let me press the body down again to make sure it's stuck. And I'm going to go ahead and flip these little wings up, because once we put the sentiment on, you can't flip them up as easily. And then you're going to put the sentiment right across the middle here, right where the 2 sets of wings come together. There you go. And now we can kind of fluff these back up a little bit. Isn't that cute? And doesn't that look kind of nice? I love the way the dark comes with the light. And if you look up a butterfly, colors you can find this. Now we could have done a lot of fun things like use different colors of cardstock here and even white embossed this. That's another idea. Let's bring out the other two butterflies. We'll put the blue one in the center. So there are the three butterflies. Aren't they just cute? And then we'll bring back our other card that we made. So I hope you're convinced that even if you have a butterfly bundle, this is a really fabulous butterfly bundle. Isn't that fun? So for next week, this card will be the prize for next week. But I hope if you have this beautiful butterflies bundle, that this has helped you to kind of know how to use it more. And also if you don't have it, it's an online exclusive, and I didn't think I needed it, but now that I have it, I'm just crazy about it. And I'm going to be making a bunch more of these to be sending probably to my customers because I think these are just too cute. Okay, let's come back up and I will award a prize from last week. There you are. Okay, so last week we made the stuffed envelope, the floral envelope, and this is what it looks like. And then what we did on the back is we ended up adding a card on the back so that you could write. It doesn't show from the front, and also it works as a great stand. Yeah, let me get in the right direction to stand this envelope up so the recipient can display it. Now, if you didn't watch this, go back. It was last Friday's either YouTube or on Facebook. It's still there. It stays for I think 30 days or more, so you can go back and see how to make this. But we had a lot of fun making this card, and I'm going to send it in a special envelope. And the winner, I haven't seen her on here today, but I think she might watch over on YouTube. And possibly she might watch the rerun, but I have her address. The winner is Becky Drake White. And Becky, I have your address. I'm going to send this to you. I'm so excited that you won it. And if you didn't win the card, just make one. It's really easy. You can use any flowers to stuff it up, and you make your own envelope, and it's really easy. I showed you exactly how on the video. So congratulations to Becky Drake White. I'm so happy for you. And if you don't keep it, I hope you give it to someone, someone very special. Okay, so thanks you guys for watching, and have a wonderful Memorial Day holiday. Have a wonderful weekend. Relax, enjoy, and do some stamping.